Should be everybody. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ben Schachter from Quad Realty Investments and Signature School of Real Estate. First thing I want to let you know is we are webcasting this recording this evening, and we're doing that because we actually have students all across the state of Florida and beyond. So if I sound like I'm talking louder than you might expect, since we're fairly intimate here, it's to make sure this gentleman can pick up all the recording. Thank you for coming to hear about real estate school, real estate careers, real estate growth opportunities here in South Florida. This evening we're going to be discussing lots of different things, and by the time you leave at the end of our 90 to 120 minutes, you're going to have a very good understanding of what the career outlook is here in the South Florida real estate market if you're looking to become a real estate professional, who our firm is, what we have to offer, what the necessary licensing and education are, the prerequisites, and we should give you a very good peace of mind understanding about what's involved in starting, establishing, growing, and succeeding in a real estate career. Now, this is not supposed to be a session of me talking at you. I do a lot better if we do a little give and take and we talk together. So I'm going to need some audience feedback during the evening. And if you have any questions at any time, please don't try to suppress them in your memory until the evening's over, because you'll forget them. Interrupt me. I talk fast. I'm from New York. Sometimes I say things people don't understand, so feel free to ask questions at any point. And I promise I will get to every single one of your questions, because the ultimate reason that I want you to sit here with us this evening as part of this orientation is to determine if a career in real estate is really a good fit for you. So some of you may have come to us being referred by other people within our company. Some of you may have come to us because you saw an ad online or in a print publication. Some of you may have just heard about our reputation. Whatever reason you're here, I'm hoping to answer all your questions to make you feel comfortable that you've at least done your homework to know what's involved in establishing a career in real estate. So, I'm going to give you a little bit of a presentation on our website here. The name of our parent company is Quad Realty Investments. The website you're looking at, which appears in the back of the brochure you all have in front of you, is www.quadcompanies.com, quadcompanies.com. Quad Realty Investments is a parent organization. That's a holding company. Most people are not familiar with Quad Realty Investments, but several people are extraordinarily familiar with the businesses, the going concern operations that we own and operate. One of which is the real estate school, Signature School of Real Estate, that we'll be discussing tonight. A couple things you need to know about Quad Realty Investments. In the root and core of our business, we are a real estate brokerage company. We sell homes, we sell condos, we sell townhouses, we sell lots and lots and lots of properties. During the course of the evening, you're going to hear me constantly refer to selling homes. You'll get the theme over the next couple hours that we're together. When I say selling homes, I mean selling anything in real estate. It could be selling a gas station, it could be selling a shopping center, it could be selling raw land, it could be selling a factory, it could be selling a house or a townhouse or anything else, even a mobile home. So when I say selling homes, understand I mean just selling anything. So the primary focus of Quad Realty Investments is to sell as many homes as we possibly can. We are involved in several different related businesses to real estate, but all of which are tied directly back to selling homes, and you'll understand more as we get to know each other tonight. Here are the real estate businesses that we own and operate on the Quad Realty Investments website. We started out 7 years ago, March 1st, 2006, when I began with the company, by acquiring Century Village Real Estate. Have any of you here heard of the retirement community Century Village? It's one of the largest retirement communities in the entire country. It's very well known. And people say to me all the time, Ben, oh, that's Cemetery Village. Oh, that's Heaven's Waiting Room. There's not a joke in the book I haven't heard of. I'm really the one that's laughing all the way to the bank because of the volume of business we do at Century Village. Because what happens in retirement communities? What happens to people? They die. And I'm like a mortician. I look for people that are dying. Because when they die, they sell real estate. And what are we about? Selling homes. That's exactly right. Give and take. Thank you for participating. Century Village has 4 locations: West Palm Beach at Okeechobee and the Turnpike, Boca Raton at Lyons Road just south of Yamato, Deerfield Beach, Hillsborough and Military Trail, and Pembroke Pines at Pines Boulevard and I-75. There are 31,000 condominium units approximately in Century Village. Nearly 50,000 people live there. Do you know how many times those properties are sold and resold year after year because people pass away, they move to assisted livings, they outlive their savings in retirement, and they have to move in with their kids because they're as healthy as an ox, but they've spent all their savings because they know, hi, how are you?
All right.
This young lady will check you in right over here. They never expected to live as long as their retirement. Who wants to take a guess at what percentage of the units in Century Village turn over every single year? Throw a number at me.
15%.
15%?
Still at the top.
6?
60.
60? 67. The real number is anywhere from 7 to 10%. But mathematically, that means 2,000 to 3,000 condos a year. That's almost 250 a month. That's an astronomical number of properties that are changing hands every single month, every single day. There is no immunity to people passing away. There is no immunity to people outliving retirement. There is no immunity to people moving to assisted livings. So we acquired Century Village Real Estate, my partners and I, 7 years ago, because we wanted to buy a business that had insulation to the collapsing economy around us. And boy, did we make a mistake. We overpaid in 2006 by a lot of money for a company that was drastically overvalued. And we did that unbeknownst to us because the real estate market in 2006, Hurricane Wilma time, was just about to start to fall. And fall did it ever. So we had to innovate, and we became very aggressive in our marketing and advertising and some very, very unheard of innovation techniques to grow our business to help protect our investment. We spent all this money to buy this company. We paid much more than we ever should have. How many of you had that song and dance in real estate in the past 6 or 7 years? And now we had to find a way to make it work. One of the ways we made it work is because we have a very, very strong management team. I am one of the owners of the company. The management team is headed up by 3 different individuals. We are a private business. We're not part of a franchise like RE/MAX or Coldwell Banker or Keller Williams. It's individually owned and operated. The 3 partners, myself, I'm the real estate broker. I have a marketing background. I went to the University of Florida. I'm a big Gator fan. And with my marketing background, I spend 110% of my time working with the sales team members within our company to constantly train them, provide technology, to provide constant broker support, and to provide all the innovation necessary for them to build their careers. I'm able to spend all of my time doing the things I'm best at. And the reason why is the things I'm not very good at, I leave to my partners. So, as the captain of the ship, so to speak, I get to control the destiny of where the business is headed every single day. But every good captain has someone down in the engine room downstairs who's really running the show, right? So I have one partner, Jack. Jack Javen is an accountant. He's a CPA. As an accountant, he has a phenomenal financial mind and a wonderful financial background. He's been the CFO of a number of public and private companies. By having an accountant at your helm, handling the financial aspects of the company, as a small business owner, I'm able to take all of my concentration and do what I do best, market, teach, and trade. Where Jack can count the beans, and I can't stand counting the beans. To me, there's nothing less exciting, less sexy, and more boring than counting the beans. So Jack is responsible, and he's the one that's navigated through the difficult economic times over the past 6 or 7 years, which is such a wonderful benefit to us because we have this financial genius at the helm of handling all the finances of the company. Accounts payable, accounts receivable, budget projections, human resources, things that really can suck all the energy and life out of a small business. Fortunately, I have Jack to take care of that. My other partner, Mark, is a very well-known real estate developer. He's also an attorney and a very, very well-respected philanthropist. Mark and his family have built in excess of 40,000 residential properties here in South Florida over the past 3 or 4 decades. Mark is very successful. As an attorney, it's great to know that I never have to see legal bills running my company because we have in-house attorneys, we have in-house accounting, and as a well-known and well-respected philanthropist, it's nice to know that Mark is someone that gives back great amounts of time and great amounts of financial resources to the community. So, because I have these 2 team members who are older, who are wiser, and have different talents than I have, I can do what I do best, and that's work with the agents in marketing and training. So the 3 of us had to put our heads together when we bought this very sleepy mom and pop real estate firm 7 years ago, and we had to decide what we could do to brand the company and build a business. And boy, did we ever. When we bought the company 7 years ago, it was doing just a couple $1 million a year worth of revenue each year. Not any great volume of business. We had 4 offices, which I previously mentioned to you, with 3 salespeople per office. A very modest little privately run business. Today, 7 years later, in what I'm sure we can all agree has been the worst economic climate the country's seen probably in the past half century, the worst real estate market anyone has ever seen in the history of the United States, we've built the company from 4 offices and 12 salespeople to Wednesday of this week we'll be opening our 11th office, and we just surpassed 240 salespeople in our company. We have a full-service construction company, we have 10 real estate brokerages, a full-service property management company, a real estate school, which is what you're here to learn about, a title company, and a mortgage lending affiliate. If it smells like real estate, we're doing it. There is nothing in the world of real estate that we don't do because of our very, very focused, laser-focused business model, our very extensive marketing that we provide, and a comprehensive training program that we offer to our sales team, which has allowed us to run circles around our competitors. Any of you that picked up this past Sunday, just yesterday's Sun Sentinel, may have seen me on the front page of the real estate section because there's a whole article about the growth and success of our company. In February of this year, I was on the front page of the New York Times. Not too many South Florida real estate brokers can say they were ever interviewed and placed on page 1 of the Sunday edition of the New York Times, not just here in South Florida, the New York Times all across the world. I got calls from Europe when I was on the New York Times just last month. About 6 weeks ago, 3 times in one day, I was featured and interviewed by CNBC because of my take on the South Florida real estate market, because of my experience, and because of my insight to the South Florida real estate market. We're constantly featured, like you just saw, on the local news like WPTV. So you're here to learn from someone that does this business every single day. And I want you to immediately let your guard down just a hair, because I know you were either referred to us or saw an advertisement, and you're saying to yourself, when's the shoe going to drop? When's he going to ask me for money? I'm not here to ask anyone for money. I'm not here to sell you anything. You will learn over the next hour and a half that we're together. I have a lot more to lose in this meeting this evening than you have. You're just learning what we have to offer in terms of careers, in terms of opportunities. We pick up all the expenses for the careers that we create. We pay for everything. We do all the training. We do all the marketing. I'm looking for a very select handful of people who have the intelligence and the ambition and the heart to build a real estate career. So I have to let you know right up front, if you're waiting for a shoe to drop, it's not going to be dropping this evening. You're here to see if you really fit the profile of what I'm looking for, because I'm tough. And I have a very rigorous training program that only a few people survive through. So hopefully you are one of those individuals. So, Century Village. We began selling like gangbusters because of our multifaceted marketing approach back in 06-07 when we bought the business. It's a very comprehensive mix of online marketing, with print media, with cross referrals with other retirement communities, with getting together with people up in the Catskills that refer business to us of retired people up in New York. It's very, very important to be able to diagnose and analyze who your buyer base is. Because I don't care what you're selling. It could be sneakers, it could be cars, it could be light bulbs, it could be real estate. You have to understand and respect your product, and you have to identify who your consumer is and be able to pair them. And sell like a champion. I don't care what you sell. But if you're a salesperson, you better be able to sell like you're wearing a cape and a big S on your chest, because you have to be able to move product. In a difficult economy, who do you think is more successful? The guy at Auto House Pompano that sells the $100,000 S-Class Mercedes that we'd all like to drive? Or the guy at CarMax that sells the used Hondas and Toyotas that are reliable and last a long time?
CarMax?
Who do you want to be in a difficult economy? I didn't say what do you want to drive. I said what do you want to sell? You want to sell the product that you can move lots of inventory and there's lots of replacement buyers for. So if that one appointment doesn't show up, you're not jumping out the window of a 5th floor building because your family's not eating that month. You want to have some installation in your career. You want to have a product that you can move a great deal of inventory. You want to have a product that there's a high demand for. You want to have a training program in place to be able to identify your market share and pair them. When I'm selling Century Village, which is ultra modest retirement living, do you think I'm using the in-flight magazine that you find in the seat back pocket of Spirit Airlines for the $9 fare club? Or do you think I'm using the American Airlines First Class Ambassador Club Lounge?
Spirit?
That's right. Do you think when I'm visiting hotels and leaving literature about my company, Century Village specifically in this instance, am I visiting the Holiday Inn and the Marriott Courtyard, or am I going to the Boca Resort or the Ritz-Carlton? I'm pairing my product with my consumer. We've developed an unbelievable strategy of diversification in real estate. We have a stratified marketing program where we build brands around products. Can anyone give me another name for a photocopy? What's a synonym for photocopy?
Zero.
You can't cheat. You know my story. Xerox. Can anyone give me a synonym for tissue? Kleenex. Or other than just saying running shoe, what's another synonym for sneaker? A lot of people might say a brand name. Right. Nike, Kleenex, and Xerox are not products. Those are brands. But they've gotten into your head so intently because they've focused on very heavy marketing and advertising in their product mix. So, we've been able to segregate real estate into different markets, and we market our products to certain demographics, to certain consumers, and we try to move a lot of inventory, and we do it like a bunch of champions. So, you are shopping at the mall around the holidays, and you want to buy a gift for someone you care about, and you know what you want to purchase. Instead of just wandering the mall aimlessly spending money, you know you want to go in and out and buy your product. And let's say that product is a pair of running shoes or sneakers or tennis shoes. What store are you going to go to? What store are you going to go to buy sneakers? Foot Locker. Guys, you can't win the big bucks here if you don't help me out. I told you I need some volunteer answers, so you're going to go Foot Locker. What if you want to buy a nice pair of sunglasses? Where are you going to go? Sunglass set. What if you want to buy a bra? Where are you going to go? Usually the guys get that faster than the women because they like the advertising. So, if you want to buy a bra, you go to Victoria's Secret. If you want to buy sunglasses, Sunglass Hut. If you want to buy some nice sneakers, you're going to go to Foot Locker. Why didn't any of you say Macy's or Nordstrom's or Bloomingdale's? You could have. It's not their specialty. They are just mass merchandise retailers. No one was proud enough to say Walmart. No one wanted to admit to buying their bras or their sunglasses or their sneakers at Walmart. They certainly didn't say Target. But don't those stores sell maybe even more sunglasses and bras and sneakers than Foot Locker and Victoria's Secret? Because these brands are built around filling a need. And whether you actually shop at Victoria's Secret for your bras, whether you shop at Sunglass Hut for a $250 pair of sunglasses, you have been manipulated by marketing to just regurgitate this information. I don't know any of you. I didn't feed these answers to you. You just fell into my trap. And it happens every time. No one ever says the mass merchandise retailers because it's too generic in nature. Even though Nordstrom's and Macy's and Bloomingdale's and Saks might sell very high-end products, that's not what you're brainwashed into thinking. Those are the stores you go to and you just want to wander around when you don't know what kind of gift you want to get. So in real estate, it works the same way. Coldwell Banker, two old guys talking to each other in oil paintings on the wall. Remax flies blimps over football stadiums. Prudential's The Rock. I know when I buy real estate, I don't think a lot about rocks. I think about houses. But somehow they feel that works in their marketing. I'm not here to knock their companies. They're trillion-dollar, zillion-dollar companies, bigger and badder than I ever want to be. But I'm here to show you that we take a very different approach. We take the Victoria's Secret, and we take the Foot Locker, and we take the Sunglass Hut approach to selling real estate, as opposed to the Macy's and Nordstrom's and Bloomingdale's and Target and Walmart form of selling real estate. This is unheard of in real estate. Real estate is not a specialty business. Real estate is, please God, let the phone ring today and let me buy and sell anything possible. We take a different approach. We have a very, very concentrated marketing program built around each product that we sell. So, when we are selling dump truck fulls of properties in Century Village, the phone starts to ring, not just from buyers and sellers, but by other communities that say, Ben, what in heaven's name are you doing to sell all this inventory? Everyone else just throws properties up on the MLS, the multiple listing service, and they pray that something sells. What is all this social media you're using? You tweeting about properties, but you're saying old people, they tweet or they read tweets about your property? They have Facebook fan pages? I don't understand. How does that work? You have search engine optimization and Google click-through links to market your property? You're advertising on the seat back pocket of airlines and through the front desks of modestly priced hotels? We don't think about that. We just think the Sun Sentinel is the only advertising vehicle for real estate. So we just put an ad in there and hope that something sells. That's not the business today. How many of you would possibly go to the Sun Sentinel or the Palm Beach Post or the Miami Herald to go buy a house today? What would you guys do? Or one or the other. That's it. This or this. Period. Because the information is faster, it's more current, it's free, you get tons more information, you get videos and you can talk to people and you can click and get feedback and virtual tours and video tours and all kinds of stuff. Newspapers are dead. They are dead. So we take very aggressive approaches both online and through a combination of print media and social media to broadcast our message about the lifestyle here in South Florida. It's not about selling a house or a condo. Sellers say to me all the time, when am I going to see my house in the newspaper? You're not. Because the odds of one qualified buyer picking up the newspaper and seeing that page and that advertisement for that house and calling me and saying, that's exactly what I want, that's not going to happen. And I'm not about to spend $1,500 to hope. For $1,500, I'll take my wife and kids on a cruise for 3 days in the Caribbean. I'm not about flushing money down the toilet. I'm about making money. Yes, we have fun. We have lots of fun. We have a really good time. But I'm not going to BS you. This is about making money. This is a business here. And we are cutthroat all the way till the end. So Winmore contacts us. Does anyone know Winmore? Coconut Creek Parkway and the Turnpike, 5,200 condos. Retirement, not too dissimilar from Century Village. Ben, can you help us? You bet I can. I can paint it green instead of paint it blue. I can have some new business cards made. I can hire a new sales manager. And I can tweak my marketing and I can sell all the product you want. So we built a brand for Winmore. So we opened up Winmore Real Estate, where we have an on-site presence right at the Winmore community. 300 to 500 sales a year in Winmore. Then it got tricky. I got called by a very expensive luxury country club in Delray Beach, Glen Eagles, extremely exclusive. It cost $40,000 just to buy in for a non-refundable membership fee, not equity. You don't get any of that back. You got to write a $40,000 check before you can even buy a house. Not financeable, one time, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Ben, we're struggling to sell luxury country clubs. It's a declining economy. Can you help us? Sure I can. That's where I advertise at the Breakers Hotel, the Boca Resort, the First Class Lounge at the American Airlines Admirals Club. That's where I use luxury car dealerships where people go and rent Ferraris and Porsches for the weekend, and I market with them as opposed to budget for their $1999, compact, ultra fuel efficient car. You have to pair your product with your consumer. And where do rich people shop? Well, not that much at Walmart, some do, but more of them shop at the luxury hotels and the luxury lines of cars and the luxury retailers, and that's where we do our product mixing. It's all about marketing, and marketing is such a critical part of this business. I don't want to be the Walmart of real estate. I want to be the boutiques, because don't you pay a lot more for a bra in Victoria's Secret than you do in Walmart? Right? And does Victoria's Secret just sell bras? I don't even think 5% of their inventory is bras. But yet you're all brainwashed to say Victoria's Secret when I ask where you buy a bra. It's underwear, and it's shirts, and it's hats. They even have bedazzled Florida Gator shirts. I bought one for my wife. They have bathing suits, they have beach cover-ups, lotions, creams, perfume. They got a million other products, and guess what? I'll sell you anything you want, but I'm going to get you in the door being a specialist. Foot Locker, sweatshirts, ball caps, jerseys, sweatbands, baseball bats, sunglass huts. They even sell all different kinds of cases and lens cleaners and wipies, all kinds of stuff, even t-shirts. Who goes to sunglass huts and says, I want a t-shirt that says sunglass hut? That sounds like really stylish, right? But people buy them, and they wouldn't sell them if people didn't buy them. So we began marketing very luxury, high-end product. It's a matter of taking that marketing program, spinning it on its own head, and finding who your consumer base is, doing very focused demographic research to know who your buyers are, and then pairing buyers with a product. Finding out what country clubs up north they belong to. Because wouldn't you know it, someone that buys in a country club down here, 7 out of 10 of them belong to a country club up north too. No surprise there. Wouldn't you know it? They eat at Ruth's Chris, they eat at Morton Steakhouse. Wouldn't you know that that's where I'm going to find my consumer? So when you open up that little leather portfolio to sign your check for a $300 dinner, you're going to see information about our community there. Pairing your product with your consumer is very, very, very important. And that's what we do. And that's what fascinates people, because we don't try to be the Walmart or the Target of everything. The Fountains Country Club, another very high-end luxury country club, 1,700 homes and condos up in Lake Worth, set on a former 500-acre tomato pasture. Now it's a very exclusive country club. Beautiful community. We actually dethroned Coldwell Banker there and took over their office, because Coldwell Banker is run on Wall Street with regional offices in Georgia and state offices in Orlando, and they just didn't get it because they wanted to be Coldwell Banker. They don't want to be that product. I want to be that product, so I take on the names of the companies where I have offices in these various country clubs and retirement communities. I train my sales team. I educate them to be experts on their product. I train them to be the supreme aficionados on everything they have to offer in that community, so that if anyone needs help in those communities, we are the go-to players in those marketplaces. Madison Green is another luxury country club up in Royal Palm Beach. We have offices at Huntington Lakes and Huntington Point, and Huntington Towers and Delray Beach. We have offices at Kings Point and Delray Beach. We have offices in Hollybrook, which is a PGA-rated golf course, down in Pembroke Pines. So we have offices all over. I have a great marketing department. They pick different colors and different stationery and different cards and different advertisements and different websites for every single one of our products. Because what is it about? Selling houses, as many as we possibly can. And we sell more houses than anybody. In March of this year, which just ended, 3 weeks ago, there were only 21 business days. Monday to Friday, not counting weekends, because real estate sales closings don't take place on the weekends, only the weekdays. We had 181 sale closings just in March. That's almost 9 closings a day. That number is unfathomable to our competitors. Unfathomable. The same way Victoria's Secret can get away selling a bra for $65, and Walmart scratching their head saying, how do they do that? And Foot Locker convinces you that you need the new Michael Jordan kicks for $160. They're sneakers. You're going to step in dog poop, whether they're from Payless or whether they're from Foot Locker. It doesn't make a difference. They don't make you run faster or jump higher, despite what the commercials tell you. I have a big butt. I still can't go vertical. It doesn't matter. I go to Payless. So, these specialty companies are how we built our brand. So, not everybody wants to work in the specialty market. That's where we gained our expertise. That's where we built our reputation. That's where we have dominated our markets. But those are the smallest part of our company. The biggest part of our company are our general practice real estate brands. Signature International, which is our ultra luxury division. Signature Residential, which is our more plain vanilla box division of real estate. These are for agents that want to sell anything from Key West to Jacksonville. We don't limit them whatsoever. The more you sell, the more you make. So why would I limit them to one product? Because most people don't want to be restricted. Most people want to work in a department store where they can cross-sell watches and jewelry and boxer shorts and perfume and anything else. So that's what we have at Signature. However, the marketing piece is still very critical to us. If you're marketing to luxury consumers, you have to be able to set yourself apart with your luxury branding, aligning yourselves more with Louis Vuitton and Gucci as opposed to Fossil and the Gap. Very, very, very important. More modestly, if you want to focus on, townhomes or mobile homes or very inexpensive first-time home buyers, that would be Signature Residential Real Estate, where we try to work with banks who are qualifying young couples to get that FHA 97% financing, or someone who's just coming out of a foreclosure or a short sale to get their feet back on the ground. Because the person that's buying on the Intracoastal for $3.5 million is equally demanding as the person that's buying that very modest townhome for $95,000, except the person that sells in the Intercoastal is going to make a $100,000 commission, and the person that's going to sell a townhouse is going to make a $6,000 commission. So you have to have different training and different expertise to work with both those buyers, both those sellers. So the branding and the education is very, very important to us. Any questions about anything I've said thus far? I know you have a lot of questions, but anything specifically about these topics? Kind of makes sense what we're doing, you understand? Okay, so not everybody just wants to sell residential real estate. Maybe you want to sell commercial real estate. Maybe you want to look at ROI. Now some people with ROI will say return on investment, and I will say retail, office, and industrial. If you're selling real estate that's commercially backed, a Shell gas station, a Dunkin' Donuts, a medical office, a warehouse, raw land, that falls under ROI, retail, office, and industrial. The expertise needed to sell commercial is very different than residential. Again, I don't care what you sell, just sell like a champion, sell your pants off, because in commercial, you have to be able to do all kinds of economic forecasting for your client, you have to be able to discuss projections, returns on investment, you have to look at environmental impact studies and traffic counts, lots of different expertise. You know, you can go to Walmart and buy a suitcase for $19.99, or you can go to Gucci and buy a roller for like $1,650. They both still hold dirty laundry, but it takes entirely different marketing and branding to pitch those products, right? So, if you're interested in commercial real estate, we have a full commercial division that can help you establish a commercial career, because it all comes down to selling as much as you can in whatever product mix you want to sell. Selling a Burger King franchise is nothing like selling a house. Selling a shopping center to a REIT, a real estate investment trust, is nothing like selling a condo on the beach. Entirely different transaction. And it's not just the monetary aspect, it's your performance as a professional, what the expertise is. Very, very different. When you have a problem with your foot, you go to a podiatrist. When you have a problem with your heart, you go to a cardiologist. I certainly know all my podiatrists working on my heart. It's not going to come out pretty. Both went to med school, right? Property management. This is where it gets interesting. Anyone involved in property management here? Anyone? Property management, you are?
I have been over the years.
Well, maybe you'll agree, maybe you'll disagree, you'll let me know. I personally think property management is the second worst business in all of Florida. But I do it every single day. It's a horrible business. Do you know why? Because people only call you when they're angry. Someone knocked over my mailbox. My mail didn't get delivered. The neighbor upstairs' toilet's leaking into my living room. The neighbor upstairs is noisy. It's always a problem. No one's ever happy in property management. They're always screaming and yelling at their property manager. No one ever calls and says, "Hi, thank you for doing a great job." It's always what they're pissed off about. It's never ending. So, property management can be aggravating. It's also not very, very profitable. However, if you do property management like a champion, and everything we do at Quad Realty Investments is with the heart and soul of a champion, you can become a huge referral source for real estate. Because if you're doing property management at a very high level, you may very well receive inquiries from residents in your community that you're managing that might say, "Hey, property manager, my sister-in-law Shelley is moving here from New Jersey and she's looking to buy in my neighborhood. Do you know anything that's not yet on the market so I can avoid paying a commission? Or maybe anything that's delinquent, someone's not paying their dues that has a hardship. Do you know where I can get a good deal?" Great referral source for real estate business. On the other side of the coin, someone might say, "Hey, I'm thinking about selling my property, I'm moving away. Who are the real movers and shakers in this neighborhood in terms of real estate? Because I can't just count on those ridiculous postcards that get stuffed in my mailbox every single day. Who's really doing the business around here?" That can be a great referral source of business. So if you're a good property manager and you have a nice sized community and you provide exceptionally high service and you keep a smile on your face no matter people are screaming and yelling at you every day, you can generate a lot of real estate business. I don't care if we give the property management business away. It's very much a lost leader for us. I'm interested in all those 3% and 6% commissions. Because on that modest little townhouse for $200,000, that 6% commission is $12,000. I can give away a lot of property management services in exchange for the forecast of making that $12,000 commission. We also use property management for other reasons. I'm an investor. I'm here to buy real estate. I live up north, Chicago, Toronto, New York, wherever, and I want to buy investment property. But after I get beyond my concerns about what's my return on my investment, my financial concerns, what am I spending versus what am I getting in exchange for that purpose, my next biggest concern is who's going to babysit my property for me. I don't know about you guys, but I don't play the stock game because I'm not good at picking stocks. I have money, I give it to my stockbroker, he babysits my money, he decides what to buy and sell. That's what property managers do. The investor buys property, either we pick it for him or he picks it himself, and then we babysit it. We collect the rents, we do the evictions, we paint him, we clean him, we change the AC filters, we change the light bulbs, we monitor his asset, his investment for him. And guess what? If you do that well, you give the investor that lives up north all the more reason to do more business with you. Because as long as you keep giving me rent checks, I'll keep buying and buying and buying more real estate. So the realtors love it. Because they don't have to babysit the investment. They're not the property managers. We have a fully licensed property management team within our company who babysits the investment. So the realtors can just be there writing up purchase orders all day long to buy property for their investors as much as possible, make all those commissions, and let someone else worry about the aggravating maintenance of the property once the tenant moves in. Hugely beneficial to our realtors, puts another tool in their toolbox, enables them to sell more real estate. How about a wealthy snowbird? I live in Los Angeles, I fly diagonal across the country to South Florida every winter because I hear you have nice winters, and I have lots of money to spend, which is why I can afford a second home in Michigan, a second home in France, and a second home down in South Florida. They have money to burn, I'll gladly take it off their hands for them. That person who has that money for a second or third or fourth home wants a boutique concierge style of spoiling rotten treatment. They want someone to do their grocery shopping for them when they're not here. Because when they come 2 weeks a year, do you think they want to stand in Publix? No. They want to email or fax in their grocery order before they get there. Someone else to go grocery shopping and load their fridge. They want someone to go to their house 3-4 days before they arrive and drop the AC 4 degrees so it feels nice and cool when they get there. They want someone to go into their house, clean the sheets because their nasty little college-age kids were visiting over spring break and God knows what they did in the house, and they want the linens washed. They want the toilet paper folded in the shape of a V, just like when they check into the hotel. They are willing to spend for these things because they have money to burn. And they only spend 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks or 2-3 months a year in this house, so they want it to be pampering. Why is that good for you as real estate agents? Because we have a whole department of people that spoil the hell out of our customers so that you can sell more properties. Because the more you can spoil them, the more you can offer in terms of concierge-style services, the more likely they are to spend more money buying multiples of properties or more expensive properties, because they can be more and more pampered. Don't you wonder how some people go to the Ritz-Carlton for $4.50 a night and other people stay at the Holiday Inn Express for $45 a night? Especially when it's for a short trip. It's one thing when it's a week-long vacation. It's still a lot of money, but I could kind of understand. But it's for the night or just for a quick weekend, $950 plus tax or $95 plus tax. It's still a bed and a pillow. People will pay to be spoiled rotten. They do it at restaurants, they do it at hotels, and they will certainly do it with their houses. More so their houses than anywhere else. I mentioned that we're involved in a lot of senior communities, 55 and up. Do you think the son or daughter who lives up north, who's in their 40s, 50s, or 60s, wants mom and dad standing on ladders trying to change light bulbs at 92 years old? You think that's a good idea? Talk about a broken hip or a knee replacement surgery. How about AC filters? How many of you, I won't even ask, let alone how many senior citizens, do you think they replace their AC filters every 30 days like they're supposed to? What about mom who's in good health, she's in good spirits, she's a good cook, she takes good care of dad, but she's a little bit senile and she loses her keys 3 times a week and she can never find them. Wouldn't it be nice to have an honest, reliable person in South Florida who had 11 extra sets of mom's keys, so every time she loses them, someone can bring them over to her and help her? Right? What about when there's a little drip, drip, drip behind the toilet and all that has to be done is a plumber has to come in and just turn the knob, quarter of a turn, and the drip stops? Versus the scumbag plumber that comes in and says, oh, an old person in South Florida, they need a new shower, a new toilet, a new sink. It's going to be $8,500. Drip, 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 drip. You don't think that happens every single day? So they pay us as property managers to look after mom and dad's property. So mom and dad don't get ripped off. So mom and dad have a little bit of a chaperone. So mom and dad don't get hurt changing light bulbs and AC filters. You think that gives the kids up in New York and New Jersey peace of mind? You think that helps us sell more real estate? You think that's a tool in our toolbox that makes us bigger, badder, and better than every other real estate company in South Florida? You betcha. No question about it. It's marketing, it's service, and it's selling like a rock star. Because it's all about selling homes, bottom line. So we provide all these other services through property management to separate ourselves from the sea of inept and unprofessional real estate agents that exist in South Florida and across the country. Other than property management, I have more ways for you to lose money. Construction! Anyone involved in the construction business? This is the first worst business in South Florida. You know why construction, in my opinion, is the worst business in South Florida? Because of Joe the Handyman. Joe the Handyman is 57 years old. He has only 9 fingers because he cut one off due to a circular saw accident. Joe drives a 1993 Ford Ranger with 286,000 miles on it, 4 bald tires, 4 unmatching hubcaps. He has a pliers, a wrench, a screwdriver in his car. That's all he has. There's a sign with his name with stickers that are peeling off on the door that say, "Call Joe. I will repair and replace your kitchen starting at $149. That's why construction is tough in South Florida. It should be great, because we have all these inexpensive laborers available to us. We have lots of ports of entry to bring in foreign parts and foreign materials. We have hurricanes, which of course wreak havoc on construction. We have mold and moisture, which wreaks havoc on construction. So this should be like a construction person's gold mine dream, but it's not because of Joe. We spend a lot of times cleaning up for Joe the Handyman. Do any of you know Joe the Handyman? He probably lives in your neighborhood. I know I have 3 of them in my neighborhood. Why do we do construction services? Again, to re-equip our real estate sales team with tools that other companies wouldn't even dream of. When we take a listing, one of the most important things we have to do is stage the property. Is everyone here familiar with staging? Do you know what that means? It's getting the property ready for the big show. It's getting through the rehearsal and getting ready for the big game. Getting the property in its best condition possible so we can achieve the highest price, sale or rent, doesn't matter, in the shortest amount of time. Because isn't that every seller and every landlord's objective? Get me the most money as quick as possible. I never had a seller before tell me, try to dump this property as cheap as possible. They want the most money they can get in the quickest amount of time, plain and simple. And by staging it, we can do that. And as licensed general contractors, we can paint the property, we can steam clean the carpets, we can replace the rotted carpet with pergo floors or with marble or with tile, we can add some crown molding for appeal, maybe add some hi-hats, help them take down those freaky cat pictures. Why people have pictures of like 32 weird looking cats on the wall, I have no idea, but it creeps me the hell out, and I want the pictures down. I want all their grandchildren pictures gone. I want all their breathing tanks put away in the closet, because that doesn't help sell the property. So we have to stage the property to put it in its game face. And we can do that because we're a general construction company. Now, do they pay for that? Yes, of course they do. Do we give it away at near nothing? Absolutely, because what am I interested in? Selling houses, right? Come on. I will give it to you 8 times already. I want to sell houses. So I'll give the construction away as cheaply as I possibly can, because the more I can clean the carpet and the more I can paint the walls beige and take down that peely Laura Ashley floral wallpaper that's hanging off the wall in the bathroom because of the moisture, the quicker I can sell the house. And that's all I want, to sell the house quick at the highest possible price. It's all about selling houses. So we offer the construction services. Now, on the other side of the coin, when a buyer is purchasing a property, almost every buyer I meet always wants to do something to customize the property to make it feel more like their own. They want crown molding, they want paint, they want faux paint, they want marble floors, they want to add on a deck in the backyard, and the best are these crazy, naive buyers from up north that think you and I are nuts because we live in South Florida and they heard everyone dies during a hurricane. They hear there's like bodies up and down I-95 and the Turnpike because nobody survives. The same way we can't believe those crazy people in California with the earthquakes and those wackos in Idaho with the F5 tornadoes. They think we're all dead in a hurricane. They just can't believe we're nuts. Like, you guys don't have air conditioning for like 4 days every 9 years? How do you survive? I can't believe it. So they want generators, and they want bulletproof glass for high impact, high velocity winds, and they want reinforced fuel tanks in the backyard with propane. You can't believe, and guess what? I'll take all their money off their hands. They want to buy all this stuff to protect themselves against nuclear warfare. Go right ahead, because you and I know it's not that big a deal. Yes, there'll be another hurricane. It'll happen whenever it happens, and we'll get by. Homes got by in the 1920s and 30s, and they were made with Play-Doh and silly putty. You know, we'll all be just fine. We'll be okay. So we provide the construction services because you can imagine how professional it is when they've indicated they want these various improvements, and 48 hours after closing, when they take ownership, knock, knock, knock at the door, ring, ring on the phone. Hi, it's Ben calling from the construction division of Lisa's real estate company. Lisa sold you your property. We hope you're comfortable and happy. Lisa told us that you're interested in putting in a generator or putting in some crown molding or replacing your laminate countertops with granite. And Lisa asked me to call you to give you a free estimate. Wow, that Lisa, she is a real estate rock star. Because my Coldwell Banker agent that sold my house up north in New Jersey couldn't care less about my moving company or my problems. And Lisa really listened to my needs even after she got her check, and she sent somebody over from her company. Separates you from the sea of unproductive, unprofessional, relatively incompetent real estate agents that exist out there. Another service we provide to separate ourselves. Lisa, if you just scroll for me a bit, and I'm gonna have a sip of a drink as I move
I've
on.
been doing very well tonight, haven't I?
You haven't fallen asleep yet.
I've been keeping up.
So I told you how to lose money in real estate. No, I'm just
Oh my
kidding.
God.
Told you how to lose money in construction, how to lose money in property management, and now I'm going to tell you one more company I own that loses money. That's my real estate school. Why? Because I give away the education for free. Why do you think I give away the education for free? Because what I want to do. That's it, guys. I want to sell more houses. And the more people I have that know what they're doing, that I can create a bigger, better toolbox for, that are more professional, ethical, and honest, the more people I can touch. And I just want to sell houses. That's all I want to do. Period. So, about 3 years ago, we decided, after recruiting several people out of existing other real estate schools, that we were dissatisfied with the quality of education students were receiving because they were learning purely a textbook education. Textbook is important. You need to know the laws. Textbook is very important. But I don't know about you guys, but when I was here this evening on my way in the rain, I cut some people off while driving. I didn't stop at every stop sign. I definitely blew through some yellow lights. I know I sped on I-95. And I think I even passed a school bus that had the blinking stop sign. If you want to call me a criminal, call me a criminal. I call it getting here on time and really navigating the South Florida roadways. If you want to lock me up, lock me up. There's a difference between knowing the laws, being able to recite the laws for the police department, or in our case, the Florida Real Estate Commission, and actually being able to navigate through this business. And when all you know how is to repeat the laws, that doesn't necessarily qualify you as a competent salesperson, because again, it's all about selling houses. And I don't know about you, but some of the